Hi everyone, it's Gina from Sisters Talk Radio.
And Andrea from Sisters Talk Radio.
This is our very first review of a brand new reality TV show called The Real L Word. Now, The Real L Word is a spin-off of the Showtime series, The L Word, and they definitely continued the tradition of drama.
Oh, God. All these lesbians in one show for an hour long with liquor and video cameras and other women. Yeah, lots of drama.
Lots of drama. So we were actually on Twitter watching the episode and tweeting about it, you know, adding our little 2 cents here and there. And we had a couple people actually ask us what we thought of the show, whether we thought it was worth watching. Mm-hmm. One person said, that show is all kinds of ridiculous. Why are you even bothering to watch that? Another person said, it's painful to watch that. You know, that's just bad. We don't have an opinion of the series yet.
Right.
Because it is the very first episode and we want to be fair. So what we're going to do is actually talk about our favorite characters so far and our least favorite characters so far.
Uh-huh.
So Andrea, who is your favorite character so far?
Well, I'd have to say I love Mikey. She just stands out beyond all the others. I really like her.
I like Mikey a lot too. The thing I like about Mikey is that she's really aggressive. She's very blunt. She is all, you know, when it comes to her business, she's all about business. You better not get in her way. You bring your fucking A game or you just move out of the way. And that's what I really like about Mikey. Andrea, what do you like about her?
That's exactly what I like about her. I mean, that if I had to pick out characteristics in women that I just love, those are the characteristics I pick out. Because a lot of it is different than who I am. And I just find that aggressiveness very hot. And just knowing what you want and not letting anybody get in your way is a very, very good thing, I think.
Now, the things about Mikey that I like remind me of myself.
Uh-huh.
And the things about Mikey I don't like also remind me of myself.
Right. I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know?
Yeah. It took me a while to be ready to settle down. And then the other thing about her is that she's really busy. She's really, really, really busy. And she's really high energy. And I think it takes her a while to, like, calm down and take a break. So I'm a lot like that too. So I work. A lot of times I'm here in the office until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I really don't like it when people try to step on my feet. I really don't like it when people don't bring their A game. If you're going to work with me, you need to bring it or stay home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a lot like that. So let's talk about another character we really like. Before we get to the characters we didn't like, let's talk about another character we really like. Who's the other character we really like?
Well, I think that Rose is just, beautiful. Yeah, I can't say anything else than that. She's gorgeous, so I like her for that reason.
I like Rose, too. Not as much as I like Mikey. There are things about Rose that kind of bother me. She's a bit on the cocky side. She said something during the episode. She said, for every one woman who says no, there are 10 who say yes. And I rolled my eyes. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, she's gorgeous, and she's really trying to work on her past. She said that she cheated a lot,
mm-hmm.
and she's trying to change that. So I like that part of who she is.
Yeah, and it's possible to change. I mean, I think you fall into patterns in life, but it is possible to grow up and realize, that you can change out of that too. So, it might be a good thing that she might represent people who repeatedly make these terrible decisions and finally can get their shit together.
So the characters that we really don't like. We're going to talk about a couple of characters that we really don't like. So our absolute least favorite character on the show is
Nikki.
We don't like Nikki.
Not at all. Like, I just can't stand her at all. She's just one of those women that it's just something about her attitude towards people that really bothered me. Like, just how she acts and just what she commands out of life almost. Like, I have this money and I want this and that, and great. Glad that you have money and you work for it, but there's something that really bothers me about her.
Okay, so Nikki and Jill are together and they're engaged, they're getting married. And Nikki and Jill look a lot alike. They look like they could be related. And I said to Andrea, I said, I bet you they wear the same clothes. They're like, what, both a -2, a size -2 or
Size
something?
-2.
They're really, really skinny. And I was just like, they look a lot alike. If you made them both blonde, they would almost look like twins.
Oh, yeah.
Really.
Oh, it's gross, actually. I don't like that.
So, but the thing about Nikki we really didn't like was, now we understand that Nikki worked hard to get to where she is. We understand that. We applaud that.
Right.
What we didn't like was her attitude about it. She said, I left my parents' house with only $500 in my pocket, and basically I'm rich, bitch. Is basically what she said. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what she said. She was sitting down talking to a wedding planner, and the wedding planner asked her what her budget was, and she lost it. She was really offended by that question. And I was just like, bitch, people ask you that question.
Right.
Anytime you're planning a wedding or buying a car or buying a house, they're going to say, what's your budget? Nobody's trying to be offensive. They're just asking you, what's your budget? And the woman wasn't trying to be offensive. But Nikki really took it like, how dare you? I'm rich, bitch. How dare you? We were just like, we don't like her at all.
No, I really don't like her.
Maybe by the end of the season, we'll like her. Maybe, we're going to see some changes. And maybe it's the stress of planning a wedding. We ought to know because we're starting to plan one. So maybe it was that.
Could be.
So the other character that we didn't like much was who?
Whitney.
Yeah, we didn't like Whitney. We didn't like Whitney at all.
I think Whitney just sounds stupid a lot. I shouldn't say she sounds stupid, but there's just things that she says and does that really counteract each other.
She sounds really childish.
Yeah.
She reminds me of those 21-year-old cocky-ass lesbians who are always bragging about how much ass they get. And I was just like, oh, I do not like her. Now, Rose bragged a lot, too. So we have to tell Rose and Whitney this. Honey, you guys remind us of men who are always bragging about their penis size. Usually men who brag about their penis size,
they're like, just like that.
Okay, and that's what the two of those two look like. So stop doing that because it's really irritating.
You shouldn't have to put it all out there.
If you gotta brag about it, you probably don't have it.
Pretty much.
I mean, really. That's always been my experience. People who brag the most usually don't have shit. That's just the way it is. So we didn't like Whitney at all. Again, by the end of the season, we might love her. But at this point, we don't like Whitney at all.
Right.
We just don't like her. She said something at the very beginning of the episode that kind of set the tone for whether or not we were going to like her. She said that LA lesbians were a more polished lesbian.
I don't even know
what.
Yeah, basically, are you trying to say we're prettier, we're better looking, we have more things? Is that what that means?
I don't know what that means because for those of us who don't live in LA, are we not? I don't know. Anyway, so from the very beginning, the second she opened her mouth, we didn't like her.
Right.
And it probably set the tone for the rest of the episode about how we felt about her.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a lot of redeeming qualities that I see either.
No, and I like tattooed women, I'm going to tell you that. I love me some tattooed women, but I didn't like her.
Yeah.
Didn't like her at all. Okay, so there's another character, Tracy, who we didn't really, get to know a lot about. Yeah. Whitney did try to subtly hit on Tracy.
Right.
But that's really all we know. Tracy has a girlfriend. Her family doesn't really like the fact that she's gay. So we're going to have that character on the show who's, still struggling with family issues and the family not, respecting the fact that they're gay. So you're going to at least have that character. And you got the bitchy rich one who reminds me a lot of Bet's character from the L Word.
Yeah,
remember how
very
bitchy
much.
Bet was? And she was always showing off how much money she had. And so, seeing as how Eileen was the person who produced that,
it only makes sense.
It only makes sense that there would be pretty much the same characters on the reality TV show. So again, we can't really give you guys a yay or a nay at all because it is the very first episode. So you got to come back for our next review. We will be doing a review of The Real L Word Season 1.2 next week. So come on back and join us. Now, if you want to listen to our radio show, we are available on iTunes. All you have to do is go to iTunes and search for Sisters Talk Radio. We're also available on Stitcher. Stitcher is a podcast application for your BlackBerry or your iPhone. If you're not watching this video on the YouTube site, our YouTube channel is youtube.com/Sisters Talk Radio. We'll be seeing you guys again soon. Bye.
Bye.